I'm going to do this video for you folks and tell you about the schemy scammies. But before I do that, I want to do a craft for you. So this is that Tupperware or plastic container that I made on camera in a previous video. All you do is take two plastic containers, hot glue them together, and then you have a little stand. You could put it inside of a floral arrangement, and this would make a nice serving plate or platter. You can also put other flowers there. Then you can go to the dollar store. There is a dollartree.com website where you can find this candle holder and this hurricane vase and make a hurricane lamp out of it. So it's maybe $1.25 instead of $1. So they sell this online. I believe it's just you have to order several of them. So they come, I think, in 36 in a box. So you have to pay about $45, but you get many of these candle holders. For the hurricane stem vase, I'm not sure how much you have to spend to get it shipped at home, but you could also check your local Dollar Tree. So my mom picked this one up for me. She had this already, so she gave me this, and then she picked up the candlestick holder for $1.25, and I think it really came out cute. So this was a really easy craft, and I want to make sure I get the full craft so you can see how it came out. It's so pretty, and I just stuck some of these glass gems inside to weigh it down so that it would adhere. So this is just a quick and easy idea. Anyone can make a little hurricane lamp like this, and then you can even put it together with your plastic container. Let me make sure I get that for you folks before I move on. So you see how you can put that together. So the plastic containers are free. The floral wreath you can find for an inexpensive price or make your own. And then you could put this together for, what is that, $2.50, and then put flowers around it. You could also just put a candle inside. So that's that part of this video. Now I'm going to give you an update on the gangstalkers. So bear with me. You know how sometimes I have my mom filming us. So I'm doing these on my own, so it might not exactly be even, but I wanted to give you a quick update. In the previous video, I called them the schemy scammies. They had my hand shaking and my fingers shaking. Take a look at it. Here are the marks now that are on my hand. So it seems that they hit me with something, then they heat me up and magnetize me, and that's why these marks appear. And the marks aren't there immediately. So I don't just quickly look down and see a mark. Similar to the ones on the side of my face. I don't know if you guys can see this. And then I have it on my legs. I have one now on my knee. So I've been corresponding with everybody, you know, adding everyone on Twitter, calling different people, trying to get this resolved. They try to say that this is some sort of truth serum, that I lied about my family. Well, everybody knows my family's from Antigua, Barbuda, which is Antigua's sister island. It's a British Commonwealth. They also know that I have other relatives from the Leeward Islands, are islands that form a little strip in their British colonies. And everybody knows this. So now the new lie is that when I worked at a famous retailer on 59th Street, you guys will know that I told someone that I had relatives who used to go and live in Britain, and some people lived in the States, and that I had other relatives. Well, not only do I know that's a fact, but my relatives know that that's a fact. They told me. The reason it came up in conversation was because I was trying to do a family history. I wanted to compile, like, similar to what you see now where people have like a book of all their family history and old pictures. Well, I really wanted to do that for my relatives because a lot of the younger generation, meaning my age and younger, don't know the whole family history. And I was fortunate to have relatives who would sit me down and tell me the family history. So I would try to take notes. Most of the time when I was younger, I didn't write it down. I just did it by memory. So they would sit down and tell me. I have a lot of relatives I loved, but I had a very important relative in my life who wanted me to know my family history. She took me to the West Indian Day Parade. in Brooklyn, and she made it a point that I must know this. And in honor of her, to honor her legacy, to honor her life, she was so important to me. I wanted to make sure I passed it on to the next generation. So I was always asking my relatives information and getting information from this one, getting information from that one. I unfortunately told the wrong person this, and he took it, maybe it was for whatever reason, to mean something that it wasn't. Like, oh, well, you're saying your family is this or that. No, that's not what I said. I told him the information that I was compiling from different sources. So I will continue, God willing, to research my family history and do this, because now it's a popular thing. When I was telling him, it wasn't as popular as it is now. In some ways, I think that was also an attempt to take the idea that I had of doing this and kind of making it something that Black people would feel comfortable doing. So I'm going to say directly to him, I'm outing you. You are exposed. You don't think that Black people have a history that we should want to remember and that we should want to pass on to our ancestors. That's that part of the conversation. The next part of the conversation is that these are gang members. I don't care what race, religious affiliation, or sexual orientation. You can be a gang member if you are engaging in taking people's property. They broke into this apartment more than once, stealing my ideas, running around behind me and trying to set me up, trying to recruit me into doing things. The latest thing, I call them the scheming scams. The latest thing they're talking about is smuggling, that they wanted me to have a passport, not only so they can take my identity and give it to people who need my identity, which is another scam, but they wanted me to be able to fly back and forth to different countries and smuggle. I have never engaged in any criminal activity in my life, which is true. And most of all, this is the other thing that's true. The second thing that's true, I do not intend to. So if they have any plans on recruiting me, they can leave that behind them. That will never happen. If they feel that they're going to make me look crazy, it won't, because like I said, I'm exposing every single person involved in this criminal organization. And the other thing is, I will continue to pursue this until I cannot pursue it anymore. And maybe that's what their goal is, to kill me. But I'm telling you this, I want to make this video really quick. I'm telling you this right now. We have to keep exposing these gangs and criminal members of gangs.